So when you are doing your in-home parties, it is imperative that you have a clipboard sitting next to you while people are checking out, and you are having them fill this out. So there is a list and it says name, email address, phone number, city. It says birthday, but I didn't need birthday. So I think I put, no, it says city there. I think I just crossed that off. People were happy to put their birthday, but it says, would you like to host a pop-up right there? So this is one way. Like, I have this clipboard and people fill it out as they're checking out. Every time somebody goes to check out, I say, hey, while I'm checking you out and ringing you up, go ahead and fill this out for me. If you're interested in getting some free clothes, especially if you love something and had to put it back because you didn't have the money or anything like that, let's look into hosting pop-ups. So what I want you guys to do, this is not about me, this is about you, is I want you guys to type in the chat right now, all of you that can be on, go to the chat, and I want you to type up what you would send or say to somebody that you want them to host a pop-up. You have to be careful. All of us are very cautious. I get the feeling, and when I talk to a lot of girls about booking pop-ups, you get nervous about the fact that you don't want to overwhelm them. You don't want to seem spammy, and you don't want to act like a car salesman, right? So there's a few different scenarios, and we're either gonna sit here in silence, or you guys gotta reach out and help me with this. And you guys share, because I'm not the only one booking pop-ups. You guys are booking the pop-ups. So can someone unmute, and maybe Jewel, you booked several pop-ups this morning. Can you unmute and just share with us how you booked those pop-ups?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually getting a little easier for me as time goes on. But you know, people come shopping with me at my house now because I finally quit Ford and I am working my little role full time. So when they come over and they're shopping, sometimes they may not have enough money to get everything they want. I'm like, ooh, would you like me to just put this back for you, and let's host a pop-up, let's book a pop-up, and then I'll hold this for you and you can win it at your pop-up. You know, just different things like that. It's a nice little incentive, and it really helps. But you know, I've learned that these ladies are becoming my friends. And as they become my friends, you know, then I call them up and I say, hey, are you ready to book that pop-up now? I know that we talked about it earlier, so let's get it on the books. And, you know, I just kind of talk to them as a friend. You know, it's not spammy, it's not salesy, it's just, hi, how are you doing? And are you ready to do that now? Let's get it going. And a lot of them are going, sure, let's do it. And they're putting it on the books. You know, and if they don't do it right away, they say, oh, I need to wait. I'm not sure when I can do it. Let me look at my calendar. I give them a few days or a week, and then I just call them back up and say, hey, you ready to get that on the calendar now? Let's get you some free clothes. This will be fun. And that's about it.
Awesome. So while you guys are here, type it up. I want you guys to message at least 20 people right now. I want you to text them. I want you to Facebook message them. Make it personable, okay? You can minimize this screen. You can put it off to the side. And I want you guys to put in the comments. I know some of you guys are driving an app and cannot, but that's, you know, you can come back and do this. But every time you get a response back, even just a response, then put it in the chat. Let's make this interactive, you guys. It was incredible when we were at convention and we would give them 10 minutes and we would start a timer and people would book and be going live. You guys, put the screen off, grab your phone. You know, if you're on a computer, go live on your page and say, you guys, I'm on a team webinar right now, and the person who books the most pop-ups today gets a free bag. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have Guatemala bags that I'm getting, or I have some great swag from promo, and I have lots of stuff that I can give out. So you guys, book parties. You guys are sitting here on this webinar to move your business forward. So do it. Let's be action-packed. There's so many times that we sit on these webinars and we learn, but we don't go and do. So I want you guys to do. We had a great webinar last week talking about how to Get to know your hostess. If you know who you're messaging, if you know the person you're messaging, and you can think about them, look at their Facebook, whatever, and find out what color lens they might be, or find out. I'm going to go through and talk about all the color lenses here really quick while you guys are doing this, okay? And make sure you guys read through these comments. I do personal shopping trips with ladies, and then I ask them if they want to earn these items for free. Then a pop-up gets booked. That's a thing. And it doesn't matter if you're booking online or in home. You guys, we're selling clothes. We're interacting with our customers. But how do you make it? Ronnie, you've done this long enough. And I see your sweet face. What have you done in the past that has been a creative way that you've gotten pop-ups?
I usually target my highest paying customers, I guess we can call them. So if I have a girl who's on my live who's buying 6 things on the live, I'll say, you know what, I'm going to message you after this live, and we're going to get you booked a pop-up, whether that's in home or online. I prefer in home because I can sell 5 times as much as I can online. Because once they're feeling and touching and seeing these clothes and seeing them on their friends, it's so much easier to sell 30 pieces versus just 10 pieces online. But also in home, when I do have an in-home, which I like to do in my home so I don't have to pack everything up and lug it around, my goal is to book at least 2 pop-ups. And it took me a while. It took me a while to book my first pop-up. It took me about 6 to 8 months, probably 8 months in the business before I booked my first in-home pop-up. But once I did, and once I was no longer afraid to ask people to book a pop-up, they just started rolling in. People saw how many free clothes the hostess was earning, and it was just kind of a snowball effect from there. So I think getting your feet wet and booking that very first pop-up and not being afraid to put yourself out there, not being afraid to hear the word no, they'll just start coming in.
I love that. And one thing too, if you are, Ryan's really good at this, and he will send an invoice, and somehow I can't remember how. Oh, when we go to ship it, even when we go to ship an item, if it's even anywhere in Utah, in northern Utah or southern Utah, now that we're getting our trailer, we automatically say, hey, we would love to have you come shop in home. Let's set up a time, or would you be interested in doing a pop-up at your house, or you can bring your friends to my house. You guys go and reach out to those local the local customers.
So there's one other thing we also like to do. If we have a local lady, before I ship it, I message her and I say, hey, you know what? You're local. You're not too far from me. Why don't you swing by and pick it up? And that always gets her inside my house, looking at all of our inventory versus just seeing it in albums online. And that's also kind of a good way to help her see, oh my gosh, you do have a lot of stuff, and let's get a party booked.
Yeah, and when you get to interact with them like that, you can get to know them and what motivates them. If they come in and they're quiet and they're shy, Ronnie, are you a blue?
Major.
So Ronnie, if I were to approach you, because I'm massively orange, so orange they're party people, right? So I'm going to go ahead and screen share, and we're going to do a little role play right now with this, because I think it's important for you guys to understand what each color means. So this is Ronnie right here. So she loves relationships. She wants to be loved and cared about. If I approach Ronnie and I don't know her very well, and I just say, oh my gosh, I would love to have a party with you. We are going to have so much fun. For every 10 items you sell, you get 1 free. I guarantee you can get 30 free pieces. You can do this, invite all your friends. We're going to have the best time ever. Does that motivate you, Ronnie?
It does not. It scares me.
Exactly. Why is that?
As a blue, I don't like big crowds. So just the thought of a party, it's intimidating. Like, convention was terrifying for me. And I also like people to get to know me first versus just coming to me only when they need something. So I need to know that they care and that it's coming from a good place, which I'm sure it is, but it also needs to be expressed.
Awesome. So I'm going to just role play this then. If I were to go to Ronnie and I had been friends with her for a long time, I just started selling LuLaRoe and I'm like, I need a party. I would probably reach out to Ronnie, and not knowing her, you should probably do this with everybody just to get to know with some probing questions. And I would say, hey girl, it's been forever. I noticed that you and your husband were just in California, and my family and I were thinking about taking a trip there. And I wondered if you have any tips of places to eat. How simple would that be? Would that be something that you would respond to?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because you want to help me, right? Like Blues love to help people. Like we love Blues. They're the best enablers because they take care of all the problems for me so I don't have to take care of them myself too, right? So if you can ask them for help, it's going to be different. And if we're talking, hey girl, I don't know if you've ever thought about or heard of LuLaRoe. I have a pair of leggings I'd love to send you. If you want to make that relationship and that connection, ask the questions. When I first started selling and I went and did my first party, I was 4 hours driving to this party. And I thought, I am wasting my time. I was like petrified, right? And I listened to this podcast on anxiety, and it taught me about like a lot about myself, because I'm like, hey, where can I take my anxiety and put it? And your anxiety can actually, once channeled correctly, be something that really is amazing, instead of like something you need medication for, which I love listening to because I get a lot of anxiety. Honestly, I was anxious about this webinar. I'm like, I don't know how it's going to go. Like, I need structure, I need this, I need that, and I can't take that room and put it here. So how are we going to do this? But we're just winging it. We go with it. But I stopped at a hair salon, and I thought, this is where people go. This is where people are. It was snowing outside. I had my, furry boots on and my maxi skirt, and I walked in and I just said, hey, someone up the street said you guys might be interested, that I should stop by and see if you'd be interested in maxi skirts. And I had just left a friend's house and she didn't tell me about the salon, but do I have to be that specific and say who? You don't. And even if I were to reach out to Ronnie, and maybe we had a mutual friend or some friends say, hey girl, some of your friends and I have been chatting, like we're doing this LuLaRoe thing. Here's my link if you want to look at it. Here's some clothes. Here's a picture of me wearing some of the clothes. Like the lady I was talking to, I don't know if you guys follow on PUC, but I have a video that I posted yesterday that now has over 40,000 views on it, because it's just of the flood. And I had a news lady reach out to me, and she was interested in using my video. And I said, that would be awesome. Go ahead and use it. I'm like, I would love to see some of the girls there in LuLaRoe on set. If I could, show them whatever I said. And she responded back and said, or then I sent her a picture of me in LuLaRoe, which I thought, I should do that more often. You should have a picture of yourself wearing the clothes ready to send to somebody so they know what it is and what it means. I feel like that's how I got my social media kind of start. I was the headless horseman, and I'd always take a picture from the neck down of me and my outfits, and I'd share them, I'd post them, I'd say how it made me feel. If you talk about those feelings and emotions, it's going to trigger those blues. So think about those kinds of things. Okay, who is a gold on here? Can I role play with a gold? If you like structure and order, and to motivate a gold, is there anybody on here that knows their color lens to know they like structure and order? Maybe not. Okay, so when you're talking to somebody.
I am Brittany.
I am Brittany.
I can't see any faces.
Kayla unmuted.
Okay, Kayla, I'm going to work you, right?
Okay.
You're gold. Okay, so we're going to do a little role play. So you're very organized. Like if I were to come to your house, it would probably be pretty neat and clean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like seeing a mess just means chaos and like disorganization and go crazy. Same thing if I were to approach her about a party and super excited, what would motivate you?
I think originally, so I'm under Kate Sanborn, and when we first talked, it was all about like what I could get out of it number wise, like what I could get for free. Like she totally ran the numbers by me, and I was like, I dig it,
Awesome. So I'm trying to think of probing questions. I can watch your Facebook if I watch you and I notice everything's neat and orderly and tidy. You need to be treated professionally. You don't want to be talked to like you're a baby. You want to be direct. You need things to be direct. Okay, I am going to come to your house and I'm going to set up at 6 o'clock. The party is from 6:30 to 8. At 8 o'clock, we're going to clean up. I'm going to do I'm going to create your event. All you have to do is add your friends. So let's say you add 20 friends. About 3 to 5 of those are going to actually show up. So how many free pieces do you want? And then I, ask those questions. And, Kayla, how many free pieces do you want from your party?
Oh, as many as possible, really, but
as many as possible, right? So what I want you to do is the more people you message and invite, the more that are going to have the chance of showing up, because there's no way we can expect everybody, right? So you'd find a good day, a good time. Tell her, okay, if you invite 50 people, then we can probably expect maybe 10 to 15 to show up. Well, each one of them, we're going to try to hope that they buy 2 to 3 pieces each. So if we can get 15 people there and they each on average sell, do 2 pieces just for math, you're selling 30 pieces, that's 3 free items. And that could be 3 free Sarahs valued at $70. Would that motivate you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And like I said, you just got to kind of watch there. Make sure you're friends with these people on Facebook. You have to be friends with them anyway in order to create an event with them. So you can kind of watch their Facebook. Do you want loud music playing, Kayla?
Probably not.
Okay. So you're not, that's another thing. You're not an orange. Do you want to have treats? Do you like to please your guests and have treats? And I said that in a probing way, but.
Hang on. Sorry, now my kids have walked in.
No, do you like to have treats at your parties?
Yeah, I would probably do something.
Yeah, so you like to make them. So I would just say, okay, no red, nothing red is something that's easy to clean in case they touch clothes. So make sure you reward in tangible ways. Tell them, what are they earning? Be highly organized and established. I am not organized, but it's not my party. And I need to do the party for Kayla. I need to make sure that Kayla's happy, because if Kayla's happy, I'm happy. And we are all working for our customers. They're the ones that are bringing the people. They're the ones that want the excitement of that. So clearly explain what behavior is acceptable and expect them to do the right thing. You say the party ends at 8:30, 8 o'clock, whatever. The party ends then. We're hoping we can get all your friends there early. Typically, she's probably going to say, well, you guys, the party's from 6:30 to 7, be there. And then we just, work with the time it ends, because she wants people there and on time. That's how you're going to work with your goals and get to know your goals. Sorry, my chat is kind of, give me a list of how things will be done. Exactly. You just want that list. You want a flyer sent to you. You want it all done. I'll do the work. You can challenge me, but let them work in leadership or service positions. So if they're serving you, they're helping you and they're getting rewarded, they're going to love that. So think of the goals when you're talking to people, get to know them. Okay. I hope this is helpful for you guys, because we did talk about it last week, but I hope as you guys are doing this, you're thinking of names. Use that memory jogger list after this. Go ahead.
It's Kate Sanborn. I'm very, very, very gold. And I always ask the consultants that I've done whatever kind of party for, what their biggest party is. And I always try to beat their biggest party.
I love that.
That drives me.
And if I do that to Ronnie, she's going to be like, I'm not going to even try. And honestly, I'm orange blue. So that I love that. So if you were to, that's exactly right. And that's one of the ones that we use even with the greens. Well, guess what? I did a party last week, and they did 15 items. If you can double that and we can do 30 items, then I'll do double hostess rewards or something like that to really motivate them, because they're going to have the best parties. Are you guys booking? Are you guys messaging people? Ask questions if you have any anxiety about any of that. Have any of you guys booked any parties? How many you guys chime in? And if you have any questions, please ask. So this is going to be your greens. So your greens want numbers. They want you to be competent. You want to booking it online right now. Good job, Katie. Anybody else booking? How did you ask them? Katie, share exactly what you messaged them. Morgan, book 2, message a giveaway winner. Awesome. You do giveaways. That's a great one. I've sent out 15 messages and most are saying not now. Amber, what are you sending out? Maybe we can break down what you're sending out and see if we can help reword it or do something a little bit different with it. Be vulnerable here, guys. When I do giveaways, they fill out a Google Doc, ask if they want to do a party. I love that, Morgan. And then you just got to go back and do that. So for your greens, you can't waver in anything. You have to be on your game all the time with a green. I call greens the know-it-alls. And if you're a green, you understand why, because you want to know everything and you're going to give all the answers and you know everything. And that's how you want to be. And if you don't know, you're going to go and you're going to find it until you know. And then you're going to share it with everybody. So avoid defending black and white positions that rely on feelings or conjuncture. I don't even know what that means. Value them as an individual, value intelligent and research. You guys lift them up, compliment them. Hey, how many people did you invite today? I want to challenge you. Can you get, 15 people messaged and invited, confirming that they will be there? Challenge them in those ways. Same thing as kind of a gold green. You've got like the organization. They want to know exactly, the length of the Anna and all these different things. Have those things ready to go. Have product knowledge. Take the time that you need and go devour any product knowledge you can. Just remember, allow them to work with like-minded people. You can make yourself like-minded even if you're a blue or a orange. You can be like-minded with them. Just know how to talk to them. You guys save these pictures to your phones. Use them constantly. Help them to understand the real life whys of an assignment. Hey, if you invite 30 people, let's plan that there's going to be about 7 to 8 of those that actually show up. So if you want more, get more. Awesome. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Okay, now we're going to go to me and my orange. Does anybody want to try and role play and see if you can motivate me? Hey girl, I would love to be interested in hosting online party. I'm always interested in hosting. I love Free Lula. Awesome, I love that. A few people offering, oh, where'd it go? Nobody wants to challenge and get me motivated. I'm on, vacation next 2 weeks. Pop up once kids are back in school. Okay, good. That's great. Send out 15. Let's see. So if you're having struggles booking, a lot of people are motivated. If you were to go on and do a live right now while we're doing this, or even right after, and say, my team is doing a challenge, like I said, they want to help you. They want to give you those parties. They want you to earn things. They want you to be the best. And if they can help in any way, they're going to do it. Back in school. Sorry, I'm reading through these. So I've messaged a few people off, and then $50 shopping credit and double hostess rewards if they book at my house. And the 4 people I sent it said not now. But Kristen, you opened up the communication. So follow those people and make sure you know your people. When you're on a live and you can call somebody out by name and you can say, hey girl, how was your vacation to Panguitch Lake? If somebody were to say that to me while I was on a live, I would have a really hard time getting off. I would honestly feel obligated to stay on there. And that is a great thing to do, is get to know your customers, your buying customers. Logical, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So Erica, you probably get really frustrated with me a lot. So, and that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean it's bad or good, but because I'm not direct and I kind of skirt around sometimes if I don't know the direct answer, and I don't necessarily search for every single answer because I love to sell clothes. It's probably really frustrating for you. Yeah, you go find the answers from someone else. Exactly. Giving them a reason why they should book a party. You are a teacher and those are great teacher clothes. I love that. I don't know who that is, who RPC is, but that is a great way to do it. That is a great way to ask. Okay, so some of you, Kristen and Amber, switch it up. I want you guys to take that. I want you guys to give them reason. Oh, Nicole, thank you, Nicole. Nicole said why they should book a party. So maybe reach out and said, hey girl, I know you're going back to school. Hey, I know the kids are going to be leaving to class and you're going to have some free time. Maybe we should do a daytime party with some of your friends and, you know, whatever. I mean, you can do craft nights. Some people do such fun things. Mandy Parsons, I think I shared this last week. She always did Monday women are back to school next week. Oh, I love it too. I'm sorry. We'll definitely keep recording it and posting it. But if you're dealing with an orange, they want the loud music. We're going to get some great music playing. You can invite all your friends. Think of how many people you can have. You can open it up. And, you know, I am like so excited. I'm making poster boards. I like to have the freedom. I probably want to create my own event and maybe even my own flyer. And so you could even say, hey, do you want me to send you a blank flyer that you can fill in or send it yourself? They want more options. They want you to ask them questions a lot of the times. And give them assignments, give them the opportunity to grow and to say, you know, hey, did you reach out to 10? If you ask them those things, how many people are they reaching out to? LuLaRoe lovers will come, just invite everyone they know. Also, another multi-consultant, would I get doing Lula and lip sense person? No, too much for me personally. I like to focus on one thing. Like I can be really good focusing at one thing. That's why I like having the webinar every Monday, 10 a.m. Like I've been wanting to change it 5,000 times, but I'm like, nope, I have to stay focused on this because it helps me stay focused. If there's so many things going, then I feel obligated to help serve each one of those people. And I can't. I can be really good at one thing. I can multitask, but not well, just like anybody else. Yep, see Melly, same way. Same way. Okay, another thing. What businesses can you guys reach out to? You guys give me some businesses that you've hosted parties at. Let's hear some businesses. I've been to dentist's office. I've set up in their break rooms to several dentist office. I have been to real estate offices and it was an open building, there was multiple hair salon, good. There were multiple businesses in this building and I just set up downstairs by the stairs and had people come there. Come on guys, schools, eye doctors. Have you set up at the eye doctor, Melly? You've set up at those places. So another idea, think of these, you know, a dance teacher. How many of you guys have worked with dance teachers? Yes. Mackenzie, I've set up just leggings. They won't allow more. That's okay. But can you even bring like one of everything? When you do a party at buildings, is there a specific hostess of free? No, I only have one hostess. The yoga ladies love me. There's a great one. Amy, you guys start writing down. If you guys have your lists, take this list or whatever list you might have and write down. I don't know anybody that's a dentist. Well, find a dentist. So we brought leggings, no racks. Well, yeah, you can bring bins of clothes. I'll be office now that I'm pregnant, but I don't know how to go about setting that up. So what I would do, Ashley is asking who has some advice for her. She wants to set up an OB at an OB office. I've honestly, when I was pregnant, I went to my OB's office and I just brought, I brought two bags, I think, of a whole bunch of leggings. And then I brought a bin of Irmas in all the different sizes. And then I just left a bunch of my business cards. I didn't sell any, but I did it. And I felt good about it. Local church event, base exchange. What is base exchange, Jamie? Local vintage resale and a few different title company offices. See, coffee shops are so good. Oh, military, okay. Yeah, front desk ladies are good. You make them the hostess. At a salon, I didn't ask the doctor. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I didn't ask the doctor. I asked the front lady staff, and I gave them each a pair of leggings and then said, here's these if you want to share them with all the girls here. When I was going to my chiropractor's office, I would wear my clothes all the time. They would ask me about it. And so I brought in a whole bunch of clothes just in bins or 31 bags and brought them in. And I sold quite a bit at that chiropractor's office. So that was really good. Are you guys writing this down? I hope this is helpful. Florists, promoter, singer. I know last time we talked about like even a cupcake place. Shop my trunk at the donut shop and coffee house. So Jamie, is that something you've done? I don't know if you can unmute and share, but is that something you've done? And did you talk to the owner, or how did you work it out?
Can you hear me?
Yes, totally.
Okay. Yeah, actually we have, where I live, it's a small town. And so there's not very many shops around here. I mean, the best shop that we have that's closest to us is Walmart and Fry's. So the donut shop will actually let us stay there for like about 2 hours, as long as we don't prohibit them from getting their own personal business. They ask us to stay out of the driveway area, and they say, yeah, feel free. They've even come out and give me like a cup of coffee just to get me started. And I just posted on my social media that we're here at Dunkin' Donuts and Shop My Trunk. But they just made sure that they ask us to please make sure that we have safety for customers. Like I said, I mean, it doesn't hurt to go in there and ask, say, hey, look, I just want to park outside. I'll promote your business. You promote mine. Especially in a small little town, they want to have everybody help each other. So, and then at the coffee shops, we don't go like to Starbucks because they're too big of a franchise, but we have what we call Javelina Java over here. And it's a really small owned, it's like a mom and pop kind of thing. And they think it is absolutely amazing that we just bring women over here. And then of course they sell their local coffee, and we're selling leggings and tops and dresses. And, you know, I mean, it gets my name out there. It gets the, I usually do this on Saturdays and Sundays. Like Saturdays when everybody's about ready to hit shopping. And then Sundays, of course, everybody goes like after church to get some coffee or on the way to church. I know it's a little squish for time for me to do my family things, but still, you got to push. You got to get out there. You got to do what you can. If you're there for 45 minutes, hey, that's 45 more minutes more of exposure for your name. So, and they actually like it. I'm thinking about going down to the next stop, which is a local florist and greenery place. They actually have like a little place where you can sit and just, you know, watch the birds and the butterflies and the bees and just learn about, you know, how to plant things in the desert. So I don't know if I'm going to do that when that's where I want to venture next. So, you know, I mean, there's a lady who does it here in town who does tacos. She does Taco Tuesday at a local, famous like Nietzsche's restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant. They set her up off in the back corner, and you know, for every taco you get a free coupon or something to her store, right? And I thought that was great. So I would encourage everybody to reach out to your local people.
Yeah, I love that. And they're asking if you'll post a picture on PUC maybe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, my next one is
your trunk, right?
It's right out of the back of my Jeep. I just have bins, like you said, bins. Yep. And then I have like a rod that goes in between the back seat that I've got things that are just hanging up. And I just grab like a couple of like seasonal stuff, like things that would go with something in my bins of leggings. And you just kind of just sit there and you just stand out there in your little row, and people are like, what are you? First they are like curious because you're standing there with your trunk open. So they're thinking maybe you need help. Well, you don't need help.
Yes, you do.
My car is fine, but hey, let me show you
one for me. I need a picture.
You know, I've had ladies that they're like, oh, I only have a quick minute, and I was going to go to Walmart and grab a pair of leggings, but these are so much better. They're so much prettier, so much softer. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. But yeah, when I do it this Saturday, I'll make sure somebody's there to take a picture of what it looks like. I'll even take pictures of what my truck looks like on the inside. And, you know, I'm thinking about getting that poster board and sticking it on my windshield saying LuLaRoe here, kind of a thing. So yeah, I definitely will post pictures.
Awesome. I love that. And I love that, Amber, you were able to take the same question that you'd asked so many times and then just reword it and it worked. So you guys, if you keep asking the same way you're always asking and you're expecting different results, then you're going to go insane, right? Let's see, Jess, Jess Temple, are you able to talk about your winery experience? Because that sounds awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, that came about because a local lady wanted to have a party. I have the Airstream, so I'm mobile, but a local lady wanted to have a party, and she suggested that we do it at the winery because her and her girlfriends meet there like occasionally, and they always have a really fun time. And I had heard about this place, but I'd never been there. So we talked to the owner, and it's in like a small town, like in a really cute like town square. And I got the okay to park in the square, like outside across the street from the winery. And we just sat up there for like 2 hours, and the ladies came, and they went in the winery and, got some wine to taste, and then would come out and kind of shop a little bit and then go back inside, and they just kind of like flowed back and forth. And it was a really great experience. So because of the way that all came about, I did normal hostess rewards for the lady who wanted to have a party to begin with. But then I also gave the owner of the winery some leggings, and then went in and chatted with her before we left. And she was super sweet, and she loved everything, and she thought it was like a great idea. So we kind of like established a little bit of a relationship that day, and we're planning on doing more events in the fall. We're in Texas, and it gets so hot down here in the summer. It'll be good for like later in the fall. But there's also a really kind of like famous for our area, like brick oven pizza place next door. So we're talking about doing like a wine and pizza night. So she has lots of loyal customers and stuff. So she said, she can advertise wine and pizza, and that we'll be there with the Airstream and LuLaRoe. And then, I can obviously promote it to my customers and stuff, and we can kind of do it that way. And this is a winery that's like an hour from us. So it's been a really good opportunity for me to tap into customers that are still, we're in like small town Texas, so everything's kind of far from us, but it's been a really good way doing things like this to tap into other areas that are, outside of your zip code, basically not too far, but, a little bit further than, your own neighborhood. So it's been awesome.
So do you reach out to the owner of the winery, or did you have like a hostess reach out and say, can I do my party there type thing?
In that instance, the hostess talked to her first because she goes there a lot and kind of like, they kind of know each other a little bit. And then actually one of my best friends knows the owner really well. So it was like I kind of walked in with them and, got introduced that way, and then just started chatting with the owner. But we got it sort of cleared with her that, my hostess was like, hey, I want to do this party. We were going to come here and hang out at the winery anyway. Like, can Jess bring the Airstream, and we kind of do this all together, and she'll let her customers know that, they're going to be there, and, it might, get you some more business on this particular day and that kind of thing. And of course, she loves to partner with local businesses and stuff. So she was all for it. But for that first party, my hostess chatted with her first. And then because of us being mobile, like I had to get it, since they're on a square, so it's not like they have their own private parking lot. Like in that instance, because of the camper, I had to get it cleared with the city to like park in the square, right across like a tiny little street from the winery. But if it would have been a situation where it was like a coffee shop or a business with their own private lot, I wouldn't have even had to worry about that. But now that I know this owner, and I've done the same with coffee shops, like I've had a hostess say, oh, like I go to this coffee shop all the time. It would be really fun to have the party there and do like coffee in LuLaRoe. And she kind of chatted with the hostess, and the hostess was all for it. And then when I got there, I introduced myself and kind of like, established a relationship with her, and we're welcome to go back anytime. And, they want to plan combined events and stuff. So like businesses like that are, sorry, we have a puppy. I don't have my video on because it's like chaos here. We have a new puppy and 2 little kids, but it's been a really, really good way to reach a lot of local customers that I probably wouldn't have been able to reach otherwise.
I love that. And that's the thing is when you're local and you have a local business, they do want to help. And if you reach out to them and say, would you be interested in doing a customer appreciation event with us? I know a lot of women go to your pop shop, go to your winery, go to your paint night, go to your craft night, whatever. And I could set up, I think it'd be a fun thing for us to offer some LuLaRoe to them and make it more into a customer appreciation like that. They want to do that. Amy, do you want to talk about your art around town? I've never heard of that. Are you there, Amy? Sorry if you can't. I love that, but you guys think of, oh, okay. No, you're okay if you can't, but I love that. You guys find local things that you can do. Fundraisers, if you ever walk into a grocery store and they have a jar that you can donate money to, a lot of gas stations have it. Take a picture, reach out to those people. I know Michelle Einen, I don't know if she's on or not. Michelle is so good at fundraisers. Show choir group, don't be afraid to ask teachers or coaches, they need the support. I love that, Kayla. It's so true. Jess, it says you raised your hand. Do you have something to share?
I was just going to say something that I just thought of. I think it was on the team page or somewhere last week, or maybe it was at convention. I can't remember. But I heard the really good idea of going to like a local place like Sonic or, you know, whatever you have in your town, and basically like giving them, you know, $100 or whatever you want to do. And passing out business cards, or giving them a stack of business cards or whatever marketing materials you want to hand out, and then having them for like happy hour or whatever. Basically, when people come and place their drink order, you're paying for it, and then when they take it out to them, they're giving them, you know, your marketing materials. I love that idea, and my husband and I were actually talking about like going to local coffee. Like we have a Sonic here in our town, but it's like happy hour and stuff like that. It's mostly like high school kids. I mean, there's obviously other people that go, but I feel like in our area, I feel like our little town Sonic wouldn't be the best avenue for us to do that. But we have like a new little coffee shop and a really cute little ice cream shop. So we were talking about maybe doing something like that at those places, like at a small business, where, you know, obviously a coffee is going to be more than, you know, like a $1 happy hour drink at Sonic. But you're also probably going to get like a different type of customer by doing it at a place like that. So, you know, if you go in and give them $50 or $100, you know, you might not be buying as many drinks for as many people, but people who are going to go in there and be spending, you know, $5 on a coffee are probably going to have no problem coming and spending $70 on a Sarah from you. So we were talking about doing something like that with the ice cream shop and our local coffee shop, just kind of partnering with them and giving them, you know, however much money we feel like, and letting them have their ice cream or coffee on us, and then, you know, get our marketing stuff and our business cards and things passed out when they get their order.
That's awesome. I love that. Another thing I've thought about just to reach local is make sure when you guys are posting pictures that you tag the city that you're in. I cannot tell you how many people didn't realize that I was local or didn't realize that I was in Harriman. And all I had to do was put that I was in Harriman in my picture. And then they're like, oh my gosh. And it opened up into be awesome, you know, these connections that I've made that way. It's not been huge, but every little bit counts. And I hope that this webinar, if nothing else, has opened your eyes to some new ideas. Okay, Art Around Town is basically a local merchant who sets up in the center of town. We literally live in Mayberry, USA, and we are one of the most tight-knit communities ever. So there are local food trucks, not like 55, people who bring their arts and crafts, and I bring my LuLaRoe, and we are there for about 2 hours. Best sales I've had in a long time. Next one is August 18th. How have you found events in your area? Especially if you're new to an area, what websites have you used? Do you Google? Does anybody have anything off the top of their head that they could share on what they have used to find local events? Chamber of Commerce. That's a great idea. Join the Chamber of Commerce. Make sure that your city, a lot of times cities send out newsletters, and you can, as long as you have a business license in the city, they will put you and advertise. I work at local independent pharmacy and my yoga ladies swear on it. I love that. And you guys find these things. People have to advertise for the events that they're doing. So be part of all your community groups, all of them. Okay. Is there anything else people want? I've joined the MOPS in my area. So good. Has that brought in stuff, Kristen? Like, do you feel like you've made some connections through that? There's a meetup.com legit in the middle of nowhere, rural Arizona. No city and county is 3 hours away. I literally drive around and get out to find things. Oh my goodness. But you make it work, and that's what's just awesome to me. But go out, get out of your house, take your kids to places, and share the business opportunity as much as possible.